A very good morning to all my students of class 6, and I am glad to welcome you all once again to my biology class, and today's class is your botany class, right? So in this class we will learn the continuation of chapter 1. So what is chapter 1? The leaf, that's the name of the lesson, right? So in this class we will study about the shoot system. In last class what did we study? In the previous class, in the previous botany class, we have studied about the root system, right? You know there are two types of roots called as fibrous root system and taproot system, that all you know. So in this class you are going to learn about the shoot system. What is a shoot system? See, you have ground level, right? What is ground? Above the soil level. So you have soil, and below the soil you learnt in the last class that there is root system, right? The parts of the plant which are all above the soil, that is the aerial parts. Above the ground surface, what all parts you have in a plant, that is called as shoot system. So where can you find shoot system? Above the soil. The part of the plant which is above the soil level or ground level is called as shoot system. So what all a shoot system contain? What are all the parts of the plant that are above the ground level? You know, right? So this is all in general what you have studied from your grade 1. So what all you can find in a plant above the ground level? You can find branches. Where are the branches? So these are all branches, right? So you can see the branches. Then what you can see? You can see fruits, flowers, leaves and buds, right? So branches, leaves, fruits and flowers and also buds you can see above the ground level. So shoot system includes all these parts of the plant which are above the ground level. Okay. Next, let's learn two terms before we study further. What are those two terms? The first term is going to be about nodes. Okay. What is the first term? Nodes. And the second term is leaf axil. What is the first term? Nodes. And the second term is leaf axil. What is a node? It is a region of stem. So stem you have, right? This is the stem. So a region of stem, generally everything is called a stem, but certain portions of the stem you are going to call as nodes. Okay, certain portions of the stem you are going to call as nodes. Which portions of the stem? The portion or the part of the stem where the leaves, branches or buds are attached. What does this mean? See, in some parts a leaf, in some part of the stem a leaf is attached, right? See, in this part of the stem a leaf is attached. So this is a node. Okay. So again some branches, this is a branch, right? In this part of the stem a branch is attached. So this is also a node. So and again there are some buds also. In this picture you don't see, but sometimes buds are also attached to the stem. Okay, sometimes there are buds in the stem. So if a leaf is attached to a stem or a branch is attached to a stem, or if some buds are attached to the stem, that portion of the stem is called as node. Clear? So at some portions of the stem alone either a leaf is attached or branches are attached or buds are attached, and those portions of the stem are called as nodes. What does this mean? This is a node, this is a node, this is also a node, this is a node. So these are all nodes. Okay. So which are not nodes? See, these blank regions where nothing is attached to the stem, they can't be called as nodes. If something is attached to the stem region, then that portion of the stem region is called nodes. So these blue dots are all nodes because either a leaf is attached or a stem is attached, a branch is attached or a bud is attached to the stem, right? So these regions are all called nodes. and the distance between two nodes. Okay, so here is one node and here is one node, right? So the distance between these two is called as internode. So if there are two nodes, the distance between them, you call it as internodes. Okay, so what does it mean? Nodes means the region of the stem, the part of the stem where either leaves or branches or buds are attached. So if something is attached, thus that point of the stem is called as nodes. Are you clear with this term? So there is one more term called as leaf axil. What is leaf axil? It is not a part or a substance present in a plant, but it is an angle. So what is a leaf axil? It is an angle. What is an angle? You must have studied in maths, right? Right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, all. So this is a right angle where you have 90 degrees, right? So what is an acute angle? This is an acute angle. Less than 90, you call it as acute, and above 90, if you have, you call it as a obtuse angle, right? You must have studied in your maths in your lower grades. So this leaf axil is an angle. See, can you see here? It is an angle between what and what. If there is an angle, it should be between two lines or something, right? So here it is an angle between leaf, base and the stem. It is an angle. It is a leaf axil is a angle between leaf base. Which is the leaf base here? This is the leaf and this is the base of the leaf. See, if there is a leaf, the base of the leaf is called the leaf base. That is the lowermost portion of the leaf where the leaf is attached to the stem. It is called the leaf base. Which portion of the leaf is attached to the stem, that is the base, is called the leaf base. The portion of the leaf where it attaches to the stem is called the leaf base. So where is the leaf base here? Here, this is the leaf base, right? So what does it say? Leaf axil means the angle between the leaf base, this is the leaf base, and the stem. Where is the stem? So this angle between the leaf base and the stem is called as leaf axil. Can you understand? The angle between the leaf base and the stem is called as leaf axil. So we have learnt about two terms. Nodes. What is node? That region of the stem wherever a leaf or branch or a bud is attached to the stem, that region, these are all called as nodes, and the distance between two nodes is called as internodes. Okay, and leaf axil is, it is an angle between what and what? Between the base of the leaf and the stem. Okay, are you clear with these two terms now? So next we will learn about the properties of stem. Okay, we learn about some of the properties of stem. What are the properties of stem? What you see in your daily life, that only we are going to learn, nothing so serious. Okay, how does a stem appear? What color is the stem? What color is the stem? Usually young stem. If you take a small plant, when it germinates, when it grows like of this size all, what color it is? Whether it is a tree or a bush or a herb, whatever it is, the color of the stem is usually green in color, right? They are not brown. Usually if you see a big tree, all it is brown and woody, right? Whereas in a young stem, which is a small plant, the stem's color is always green in color. What other properties you know? In an old stem, what about the old stem? You know already, in big plants which are living for many years all, you have woody nature, right? You see wood in the big trees all. So what is its color? They are usually very thick and they are brown in color, and also you can see wood in them, right? So young plants are, young stem is green in color, whereas old stem, they are thick, they are woody, as well as they are brown in color. Then there are three more properties. There are three more properties for stem. What are they? The first property is they are positively geotrophic. What is positively geotrophic? Geo means, what is geo? Geo refers to gravity. Geo refers to gravity, and trophic. Trophic means it's a general term which means it is attracted, or it is referred to as likeliness. Likeliness or attraction towards something is called trophic. So geotrophic means there is attraction towards gravity. So here it says it is negatively geotrophic. See, we are talking about the stem, right? Is the stem attracted towards the gravity? What does this mean? Is the stem growing towards the gravity? You have already studied in the root system that roots are positively geotrophic. Positively geotrophic means they are attracted towards the gravity. Positive means attraction towards, okay. Negative means it is not attracted. Here the stem is not attracted towards gravity, that's why it's not growing towards underground, it is going upwards, that is in the opposite direction of the gravity. Which is the direction of the gravity? Towards the ground, right? How do you know that? We all stand stable because we are all pulled towards the gravity, that is towards downwards, that's why we are standing stable. So this shoot system is negatively geotrophic, which means it will go away from the gravity side, that's why it is growing in the upward direction. The second property is negatively hydrotrophic. I told you trophic means attraction or likeliness, right? So it is negatively hydrotrophic. Hydro means water, trophic means attraction. So it is negatively hydrotrophic means they do not grow towards the direction of the water. Where is the water present? Again, water is present in the underground, right? Water is present in the underground. Since it is negatively hydrotrophic, it will move away from the direction of underground. Is the stem growing downwards? No, right? It is going in the opposite direction where there is water. So it is called as negatively hydrotrophic. What is the third property? Positively phototrophic. What is photo? Photo means light. Trophic means attraction. So positively phototrophic means it is attracted towards the light. It is attracted towards the light. So stem grows towards the light. Now where is the light? Underground or above? It is above the ground level. Light is above the ground level. So the shoot system also, or the stem, will grow towards the light in the upward direction. These two gravity and water are underground, and stem will grow against them in the upward direction, whereas light is above the ground and stem will grow positively, that is towards the direction of the light, that is in the upward direction. So these are all the properties of stem. What we have studied, the young stem are green in color and older ones are brown, thick and woody in nature, and they have three properties called as negatively geotrophic, that is they are not attracted towards gravity, they are not attracted to water, but they are attracted towards the light. These are all some of the properties of the stem. So next we learn about buds. There are two types of buds. What are buds? First of all, buds means the younger portion of the flower, right? So the previous stage of the flower. Before the flower, you will have buds, right? So where are the buds present? Buds can be in any part of the plant, right? Mostly on the apex, you call, that is at the tip, but also on the side branches also you can find flowers, right? So buds, based on their location, where the buds are located, based on that you can classify the buds into two types. What did I tell you? Based on the location of the buds, that is where they are present on the plant, based on that you can classify buds into two types. What is the first one? The first type is called terminal bud. What is the first type called? Terminal bud. It is also called by the term called as apical bud. Terminal bud or apical bud. And second type is called axillary bud. So what are the two types of buds? Terminal bud, axillary bud. What is a terminal bud? Whatever it is present on the tip of a plant, you call it as terminal. So if something is present in the tip or apex, it is also called as apex. Can you see here, if a bud is present on the tip, then you call it as apical bud or terminal bud. So what is apical bud or terminal bud? The buds which are present at the tip of the plant, at the top, if it is present, it is called as terminal bud. What is axillary bud? Where are they present? Just now I told you about two terms, no, nodes and leaf axil. So if a bud is present in the axil, that is in the angle between the leaf and the stem, do you remember? Axil is the angle between a leaf and a stem, right? So if a bud is present in that area, then you call it as axillary bud. So where are axillary buds present? In the axil. Okay. So when a bud is present on the tip of the stem, what will happen? It will grow upwards. So when a bud is present at the tip of the stem, it will grow upwards. Where the bud will grow? It will grow upwards. And then if it is present in the axil of the leaf, okay. See, before that you should remember one thing. Buds will usually it doesn't mean that all the buds are going to become a flower. Okay, why I tell so? Because sometimes you misunderstand a leaf also or a branch also as a bud. The initial stage, no, when a young leaf is about to shoot up, or when a branch is going to emerge also, sometimes it may cheat you, like it will appear like a bud in certain plants, but when it grows up, if you see in lady's finger plant, all you can see if you have at your home. So even if there is going to be a branch also, it will appear like a bud. Okay, so buds always do not lead to the flower, which means all the buds are not going to become flowers, because buds can also become a leaf or buds can also become a branch, but when you see, it will appear like a bud only. So in this case, no, in the axil, see, in the axil you find buds, no, these buds can emerge into, can grow up into either a branch or a flower. That's what is given in the axillary region. If there is a bud, sometimes it may also become a branch, or sometimes it can be a flower also. Okay. So what have we seen? There are two types of buds based on the location where a bud is present. If it is present on the tip of a stem, then you call it as terminal bud or apical bud, and if the bud is present on the axil of the leaf, you call it as axillary bud, and what it becomes, a apical or a terminal bud will grow in the upward direction, and axillary bud, which is in the axil of the leaf, can become either a branch or a flower. Okay, so again there are two types of buds based on what it is going to become. I told you, no, all the buds are not going to be flowers, and some buds will become a branch, or some buds can even become a leaf. Okay, so based on that, buds are classified as vegetative buds and floral buds. Buds are also classified as vegetative buds and floral buds. You know, flora itself means it is a flower. So if there is a floral bud, it will become a flower. I told you, no, all the buds will not become flowers. So if it is a floral bud only, you will get flowers out of that. If it is a vegetative bud, as I told you, you have seen here, no, it can become either a leafy branch or a leaf. So if it is a vegetative bud, the bud will become a leaf or a branch, whereas if it is a floral bud, the bud will become a flower. Okay, so based on the position of the buds, you can have two types like terminal and axillary buds, and based on what it is going to become in future, what the bud will grow up into. If it is going to become a flower, then it is called as floral bud, and if it is going to become a vegetative structure like a leaf or a branch other than a flower, then that bud is called as vegetative buds. Okay, so this is all about the types of buds. Now let's study about the functions of stem. What are the functions of stem? There are 5 functions given in your textbook. There are 5 functions that a stem can perform, that is given in your textbook. The first function is it gives support. The first function is to support. What does the stem support? It supports all the parts above the ground. We have already studied what all a stem contains. A stem has branches, leaves, fruits, flowers and buds, right? So the function of stem is to provide support. It will make them be stable. It will provide support to all these parts. Okay. The second function is it orients leaves on the nodes. It orients leaves on the nodes. What is orientation? Orientation means it will place, the stem is the one which will adjust the angle of the leaves so that the leaves can achieve maximum sunlight. What does it mean? It orients leaves on the nodes. Where are the nodes? You have already studied, right? Where are the nodes? If there is a stem, you can find leaf attached to the nodes, right? So the stem is the one which will adjust the angle of the leaf to be attached to the nodes so that it receives maximum sunlight. So at which angle if it places the leaf will achieve maximum sunlight. In that angle the stem will set the leaf. That's what is called as it orients the leaves on the nodes so that it receives maximum sunlight. Okay. So then the next function of the stem is it can also transportation. What does it transport? There are 2 things that a stem can transport. The first one is it can transport water. Stem can transport water. From where to where will it transport? It will transport water from the roots to other parts of the plant. Why from roots? Because we pour water into the soil, right? So when the water is poured to the soil, which one will take the water from the soil? The roots, right? So roots can take the water from the soil and the stem helps in transportation of the water which the root takes. Where it will transport? To all the parts of the plant it can transport. So it transports water from the root, what the root takes. Okay. The second function is it can transport food from the leaves. It can transport, the stem also transports food from the leaves. Why food is in the leaf? Because leaf is the place where a process called as photosynthesis takes place. You have studied, right? So leaves can carry out photosynthesis. So this stem, what it does, it will take the food from the leaves and supply to other parts of the plant. So the third function of stem is transportation. It transports 2 things. The first one is water. From where to where? From the roots to all other parts. Okay. The second function is it transports food. From where? From the leaves, because leaf is the place where food is produced. To other parts of the plant it will transport. What is the fourth function? The young stem can carry out photosynthesis. We have already studied about the color of the young stem, right? What is the color? It is green in color, right? Usually old stem are woody and they are brown in color, whereas young stem are green in color. Why they are green in color? Because young stem have the pigment called as chlorophyll. So wherever there is chlorophyll in a plant, either in a leaf, usually it is present in leaves, right? But whereas the exception is young stem. Since young stem is green in color, they also have chlorophyll in them and so they can carry out photosynthesis. So wherever there is photosynthesis, there is food, right? So photosynthesis is a process of food preparation for the plants. So there is photosynthesis in young stem which will result in the formation of food or the starch. Okay. The last function of the stem is it can store food. It can store food. Example given here in your book is potato. How it can store food? See, in a potato plant you can see the stem extends underground to form potatoes. You should not misunderstand, this is from the roots. Where are the roots? The roots are here, right? These are the roots. These are all the roots. Whereas Whereas if you see the stem, it extends downwards like this. See, this is a stem and it is not a root. The stem only ends in the form of potato. So the stem, in this case, what it does, it stores the food. It preserves the food in the form of, in this case, it is the potato. Okay. So what are the 5 functions we have studied about the stem? The first function is it supports. What all it supports? All the parts of the shoot system it will support. The second function is it orients. It will hold the leaf in such an angle that it can receive maximum sunlight. It orients the leaf to the node so that it receives maximum sunlight. The third function is transports. It transports water as well as it transports food. The fourth function is it can also, young stems can also carry out photosynthesis. And the last function is food storage. The stems are modified. In the case of potato and other examples, all tubers like carrots, all the stem is modified to form potato or any other food material. It is only the stem, it is not the root. The blue portion is only the roots. The stem extends downwards underground to store the food. Okay. So next we learn about some properties of the leaf. Okay. So some properties of leaf, what you know we will study first. What all you know? If you see a leaf, what you know about the thickness or the structure of the leaf? A leaf is usually thin, right? So if you touch a leaf, is it so thick? No, right? It is very thin. Leaves are thin, they are not thick. So the first property is leaves are thin. What is the second property? They are flat. See, stem all, it's like cylinder, right? Whereas leaf is flat, and then it is expanded. It is like very wide, right? It is expanded so much. So this much area it covers, a large area it has. So it is called as, it is expanded. Then, so it is thin, very thin in the thickness. It is not thick, right? It is very thin. And then it is flat, it is expanded. These all you have studied. And then the next property of the leaf is from where. Okay. If there is a stem, from where does a leaf come out? In a stem, from where it comes out, there are 2 options. Okay. So either directly from the stem it will come like this. See, there is the leaf here. So directly there is a stem and the leaf comes out in this case. Whereas in this case you see the stem is, where is the stem? The stem is here, right? The stem is here, and you can't find the leaves directly from the stem, but you have branches, and from the branches only you have leaves, right? So from the branches only, in this case you have leaves. So from where does a leaf arise? It can be from the nodes of the stem. So in this case this is the node, and it has be from the nodes of the stem, right? Or else from the branches. In this case it is from the branches. You can find leaves only from the branches in some cases. Okay. So these are all about the properties of the leaves, the basic properties, and then the description of a proper description of the leaf we learn in the next slide. So in this slide what have we studied? We have studied that the leaf is thin, it is flat, and it is expanded, and also from where it arises, it can be from either directly from the nodes of the stem or from the branches. Okay. And one more property here is the leaves are green in color. This always you know, leaves are green in color because they have the pigment called as chlorophyll. And what is the nature or property of chlorophyll? It can carry out a process called as photosynthesis. So this is all about the leaf, and next we learn about the detailed structure of a leaf. So the parts of a leaf, what all a leaf will have? A leaf will have 2 regions. One is called petiole and the next one is called leaf blade. So the 2 parts of the leaf are petiole and leaf blade. Where is the petiole and where is the leaf blade? So this is the petiole. You have a stick like structure, no? This region is called the petiole, and the leaf blade, this is the leaf blade, the whole flat surface you see, no, that usually we call this as the leaf, right? So this is actually the leaf blade. Which one? So this is all leaf blade. Okay. So this is leaf blade and this is petiole. Okay. So we learn further more properties about petiole and the leaf blade. What you are going to learn? What does a petiole have? How can you describe a petiole? You can describe a petiole as the stalk. What is a stalk? It is a stick-like structure. No, petiole is a stick-like structure. It is a stalk which attaches leaf to the stem. This is a petiole is a stalk-like structure, and the nature of this stalk-like structure is to attach the leaf to the stem. Clear? This stalk attaches leaf to the stem. This is the one which attaches, no? So it is called the stalk which attaches leaf to the stem. This is the first property. What is the next property? They hold the leaf firmly. Imagine there is no petiole at all, there is no stalk at all. So how will the leaf be attached to the stem? It will fall down, right? It can't be stiff or erect. So it is firmly attached, the leaf is firmly attached to the stem with the help of petiole. So what have you seen about petiole? Petiole is the stalk-like portion which attaches the leaf to the stem. So what is the function of the petiole? It holds the leaf firmly to the stem. Okay. So these are the two functions. And then what is the leaf base? What is the leaf base? Part of the petiole. Part of petiole, this is petiole, part of the petiole which is attached to the stem. Can you see here? This portion of the petiole is attached to the stem and this is called the leaf base. So which is the leaf base? This one. The part of the petiole which is attached to the stem. So which part of the petiole is getting attached to the stem? That part of the petiole is called the leaf base. Okay. So the part of the petiole which attaches to the stem is called the leaf base. Okay. So this is about the structure of petiole. Then we will learn about the structure of leaf blade. Which is the leaf blade? I told you the entire portion is called the leaf blade. Right. So leaf blade has another name. What is that name? It is called as lamina. Can you see the one in pink color? So this leaf blade has another name. It is called as lamina. What is the function of leaf blade? Always we are talking like leaves are the one which prepares food or which carries out photosynthesis, right? So leaf, which portion of the leaf is responsible for photosynthesis? This leaf blade is only responsible for photosynthesis. Okay. So leaf blade is also called as lamina. Then leaf blade is the region where actually photosynthesis happens. Then what else you need to know? The outline. See this outer region, no? This is called as the outer region. This outer region is called as leaf margin. The outer region alone is called as leaf margin. Then the tip of the leaf, you can see the tip here, no? This tip is called the leaf apex. The tip of the leaf is called leaf apex. Okay, in buds also you have studied, no? The tip is called apical bud, right? If a bud is present in the tip of the plant or the stem, it is called as apical bud. Similarly, the tip of the leaf blade is called as leaf apex. Apex means tip. Okay. And what is margin? All the outer surface is called the margin. This outline, no, it is only called as margin. Then you have something in the center, no, you have a line in the center. It is called midrib. What is that line actually? The line in the center is called the midrib. The thick vein, this midrib is a thick vein, and where it connects the apex to the leaf base. This is the leaf base, right? From where to where you can find this midrib? It is from the apex to the leaf base. So this is all called the midrib. A midrib connects the apex with the leaf base. So what all we have studied? Petiole we have studied, leaf blade we have studied, leaf margin we have studied, leaf apex we have studied, and then the midrib, which is a very thick vein. We have veins, no? In our body. Similarly, leaves, veins are, these are also veins. It has another name, I will tell you. There are two more veins. This is called the midrib and it is the thickest vein. There are three types of veins actually in a leaf. Okay. So, the thick vein is called the midrib. From where to where you can see? From the apex to the leaf base. Then there is one more type of vein. See this vein. Can you see? This is the midrib and you can see some more veins here. This is called as thinner veins. What are they called? They are called as thinner veins. And then from this also again some more veins will branch off. They are called as finer veins. So, midrib is the thick vein. From the midrib some branches you can find. They are called as thinner veins. And from the thinner veins you can see some more sub branches. They are called as finer veins. So, thinner veins arise from the midrib. So, these are the thinner veins. So, this is the thick vein or the midrib, and this one, these branches are all thinner veins. Then again you have finer veins. I told you, no, from this thinner vein, again if branches of veins arise, it is called as finer veins. So, where are the finer veins? So, these are finer veins. So, this is all about the structure of the leaf, that is petiole and the leaf blade. Okay. So, next we will see about the function of a leaf blade. What does it do? There are two functions. It can conduct water and minerals. What does it mean? If there is water and minerals coming to the surface of the leaf, it can just distribute or it can transport the water and minerals. Okay, so that is one function of the leaf. Then we will look about the homework. So, before looking into today's homework, in previous class I had given a homework and this person called as the student Geoffrey, he was the first to send me the first correct answer to the homework allotted. Okay. And the answers for the previous class, botany class, I have given. Just check with your answers and please correct it immediately. If you have written wrongly either in your textbook, I told you to write with pencil, right, if you are using in textbook. So, rub and write the correct answer, or else it is better to use your rough notebook to write the homework what I give you. Okay. Then for today's homework, you are going to complete questions 1 to 3 from your biology textbook, page number 17. And WhatsApp me to this number. So, page number 17, questions 1 to 3, complete it, and the first person who sends me the right answer, I will announce the name in the next class like this. Okay. So, that is all for the class today, and until I meet you in the next class, you all take care and bye bye.